Hey y'all, how you perking? I hope you're perking good. So, market crash stuff. Y'all have been asking, a lot of y'all have been asking about if there's going to be a market crash, a housing market crash, the economy, whatever, all of this stuff. So I just had a wild hair to do it today. Just randomly. I wasn't even necessarily going to film a video today because I have a lot of other things to do, but I was like, you know what? Let me just do that. Let me visit that random thing. So we're getting at that today. We're going to take a look at that and get as many answers as we can on that for y'all. So, I am a licensed mental health clinician as well as a spiritual intuitive, and in these videos we take a look at the tea with the tarot. These videos are always meant to be helpful, not hateful, so if you're down with that, join the family. We'd love to have you here. And as I usually talk about, these little things scrolling down here below that you see, I can't get my hands over it, but here's the subscribe button. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, all kinds of stuff. We get the context on things, okay? This is what the notification bell will look like if you tap that. Check my channel anyway, because YouTube like to drop the ball on notifications. This is the join button if you want to be a part of the Perk Squad. Perk Squad has 5 extra perks, a couple of which being extra content there, and video shout outs like this one. Shout out to you, SXEKTN. I want to spell it correctly first because I'm probably about to mispronounce it. Every time I'm like, is it sex kitten? Sexy kitten? Is that how you say it? And I'm always messing it up in the live streams. Shout out to you again, and sorry if I'm messing up your name every freaking time. I swear you need to spell it hooked on phonics below so I can understand it and I can get it and I can do it right by you. But yes, SXEKTN. Sex kitten, sexy kitten. Shout out to you. And thank you for being a part of the Perk Squad. Alrighty, y'all. Let's bring up the cards here and move this microphone right here. With this lovely Penelope trying to match mama with this red lip going on. I got a mixture of 2 different things. People ask about my lipsticks all the time, and I tell people, I'm like, my lipsticks are basically Dose of Colors, Girl Lactic, and Lime Crime. So if you like any particular colors on their liquid lips on their websites, then that's probably what I got going on here. So there you go. But let's get this shuffled up so we can dive right in. As usual, if you'd like a private reading with me, it's on the website below. We've also got those short 15-minute ones back that everybody was asking about. They were saying, bring back the 15-minute short option if we have one burning question. So that's back. For anybody that didn't know, that is back. So awesome. And then, yeah, for people watching on your phones, maybe even on computers too, below the video you should see my merch down there. It'll take you to my merch shop. You can see all different kinds of things. This is one of them, context. So let's get a little bit of context here. And of course, it's all alleged, just my interpretation. Okay, all alleged. All right, so let's see. In terms of, let's start broad and work our way in a little bit. I know some people were asking broadly about economy stuff as a whole, and some people were like, no, specifically the housing market. What's up? And I've had questions on both, so we'll dive in here a little bit of both. So let's see. Global economy, let's start there so that we're not alienating our international viewers. We have lots of international viewers. I appreciate you. Try to include you all the time. Yes, I do. So, global economy in the near future, and by near future, spirit guides, I'm talking the next year or two, like near future. Anything we need to be really worried about in terms of the global economy. Okay. So far, this is a maybe. Okay. Okay. So what I'll say is there's a potential for a hiccup here. The good news would be this card here, because this card is talking about our abilities as a collective, as a member of the global society, that we each have a say, we each have input, we each have things that we can do that contributes to or contaminates the economy, the global economy, global market, whatever you want to call it. So let me get a little bit of extra context on some of these. I want one over here. Yeah, okay, so for here, there looks like there could be some job issues coming up global economy wise. So some issues with people having difficult times finding work or keeping work for something going on, something that feels a little less stable than what people like. And again, we're talking collectively globally, so this could be different. It could be like, oh, well, this country is doing absolutely fine with these things over the next 2 years, but then another country, ooh, this hits them hard, so it's hard to say whenever you're talking about something global. There's lots of different countries involved, obviously, so some of these things may apply to some countries more than others. It's just a heads up to keep your eyes open, because the more you know, the more you can be prepared for, and if it happens to your country, you'd be prepared, right? Theoretically, that's what we're going off of, okay? A silver lining here with this Eight of Swords is that people are not going to be as trapped as they might feel. So there might be some things that go on economically. Again, we're talking about the next year, maybe year after, so 2021, 2022. There might be some things that people feel like, crap, this screws me over. I'm stuck. What am I supposed to do? And this card is saying you're not as stuck as you think you are. You're not as stuck as you worry that you are. So that's a good sign here. See, silver linings, that there are silver linings to everything that's going to go on. So, for example, like last year in 2020 with the COVID stuff that hit, there was a lot of really horrible stuff that happened to that. Absolutely. Lots of horrible things. And there were also silver linings, some good things that came out of it, such as the fact that we figured out, wow, we're not doing really well at this whole education thing. We need to figure out how to make sure everybody has some sort of equitable way to learn, even if they can't afford to be doing this at home on laptops and webcams and all this stuff. And so we really took a look at equity in education. We really took a look at, wow, medicine needs to modernize more. We need to further develop innovations around telehealth and telepsychiatry and things like that. And so a lot of innovations went around this access to care in the medical world and things of that nature. And there's so much more. There's so much more I can mention. Just think about how the COVID stuff was terrible, and yet how it catalyzed a lot of new, innovative technology, perspectives, ways of dealing with things, ways of addressing issues that had been overlooked previously. This is kind of what that's saying, that whatever is coming to pass here over the next year or two in terms of global economy, any kind of dip or dive that could be a challenge to go through, we're not as screwed as you would be worried that you might be, and there are plenty of silver linings. So just be thinking of that with this, because that's important. We tend to not do our best thinking and use our best judgment when we're spiraling out in fear. Think of all the people, again, last year with COVID that sat there and spiraled out of fear and bought so many groceries that they couldn't even use it all because they were hoarding it. Or here recently, when a lot of places around the United States, at least, ran out of gas. And now there's people that had hordes and hordes and hordes, gallons of tubs of it, that the gas is going to go bad if they can't use it fast enough. And so these are the kinds of things that I'm seeing here. So with the King of Pentacles here in reverse, this is talking about some money issues being tight. So it does look like something financially having some difficulties in, again, we're talking kind of broad scale. We're not talking just about the United States here. So if I'm getting a context card on that, looks like being hit with a stroke of bad luck, which can come in many forms, take many forms. It's all about timing. So it's looks like if we're getting the Wheel of Fortune on it and then the Temperance card on it, this doesn't particularly look like something that we can really take a detour from. It looks like whatever the ball is rolling to do is probably going to come to pass, but we will have a lot of decisions that we can make that influence how it happens, when it happens, how we deal with it when it does. Again, please hear, if you hear nothing else from this video, please hear that there is plenty of choice left with a lot of this. And you will not ever be actually trapped with no ability to make any decisions, completely disempowered. That is not what I'm seeing here. So I want to give that as a takeaway, because I know some people get anxious with these types of topics. Totally understandable. I want you to hear that. Okay? Good. That being said, this is a situation that emotionally would be a pretty big drag on a lot of people, and people would kind of feel damned if you do, damned if you don't. So I'm not saying, it's just so easy to see these silver linings and realize you're not stuck, because easier said than done. I get that, but just going off of what the guides are giving me here. So let's see if we can, before I draw it up, let's go a little bit more on this one. Terms of the financial stuff. Ooh, one at a time, please. Okay. Yeah, kind of knocking us off our horse there a little bit. Okay. Interesting. But we have these two pages here. Page of Cups, Page of Wands. This one kind of oversees emotions. This one kind of oversees work and jobs, and this is slow. So it's kind of like there's going to be some slowing down to certain things. Again, this feeling of like, is there enough stuff? Are we able to provide what we need to provide? This stuff is moving slowly. So, here's another example. It's a dumb example in a way, but it's just trying to illustrate my point here. For a lot of people who are now trying to buy furniture from furniture stores and stuff, they'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, that might not be delivered for 4 months. There's a backup because of COVID kind of thing. And people are like, what? How is there a backup? Because things had to get paused, and then now they're trying to deal with the back end of everything that got backed up. How many times can I say back end, back up, back order, backlog, back. But anyway, you get the point. And so then they're having to play catch up. This is kind of feeling like something getting stifled up, held up some kind of way. And so then it slowly starts to move forward from there. So some sort of a hold up. I don't know what exactly that could mean. That could show up in a variety of ways here. But I do see that. A positive with this is being that these two cards here, these pages, generally represent young people, youth. It does feel like there will be, for lack of a better way of putting this, the younger generation really helping us out with this. So it kind of feels like, how every parent feels like they have an Einstein baby or something, and they're like, oh, my child is just so smart, my child is so clever, my child is an innovator already, and stuff like that. To a degree, that is actually kind of what I was seeing here, that a lot of the children in the generation below, either like the bottom of Z and below, so people who would currently be probably around like, I don't know, 18 years and younger or whatnot. It's hard for me to remember the generation cutoff lines and titles and stuff like that. But people who would currently be, like I said, around 18 years or younger, it seems like there's going to be a lot of stuff that they think of that kind of helps contribute when this kind of thing comes around. I don't know. They have brand new ideas. They're, got a fire lit within them to kind of take a look at what are the issues here and how can we help. So I'm seeing a lot of new innovations come about by younger generations, kind of pulling that forward, pulling that in. So that's pretty cool too. Let's go ahead and dive deeper by kind of trying to look at housing market stuff, because I know people said specifically they're interested in housing market stuff. So we want to take a look at that. Jesus, Lord of mercy, heaven help me. If I can't get to talking right, I might just pass right on over into glory. Y'all need to help me. Alright, so housing market. I don't know if there's a such thing as a global housing market. I don't know if the housing markets are tied in a global sense or if it is very country dependent. I don't know. So I don't really want to put a limitation on that just in case, housing markets talk to each other from country to country and it has some influence over one another. Just in case that is true, then I don't want to capitate that by putting some sort of restraints on it and saying this is only for the U.S. housing market or whatever. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to leave it open-ended just in case it does make a difference there. So future of the housing market in particular over the next year or two. So 2021 and 2022. Okay, let's see. And again, all alleged, just my interpretation. Once again, as always on this channel. Okay. Somehow this is looking kind of better than the last one we had so far. So it's kind of like when we're talking about finances, globally speaking, I guess there are certain places that will be hit hard enough financially that it kind of skewed it and tanked it for all of us. Hopefully we won't all be hit financially. I hate to even, it's not that I hope that certain places are hit, but I'm just hoping that we're not all hit all at the same time either, Lord help us. But here, this is looking a little bit better. Could be more ideal than this, but let's get a little bit of context. Let's get a little bit more context. Let's see here. Okay. I want to know about this shady motherfucker. We will look into that. Interesting. Okay, so what we have so far. Over here, it's saying that there is overall a better balance than what some people might worry there is, and things financially in the housing market are better than what some might fear. So I'm not in the whole housing market world thing. Like, I don't know what people are predicting or saying or whatever. All I know is that I've been getting from y'all, do a reading on the housing market, do a reading on the markets, do a reading in general about all this stuff. I've been seeing that. So I'm focusing in here. If I'm repeating something that's already known, sorry, I don't know it, but I'm saying it from what the cards are saying. So at least you already have validation that that I'm saying something that you already know to be true. So, hey, that'd be proving my point here. But with this Two of Pentacles, this is something's got to shift though. So it's like things aren't as bad as what some people are worrying. However, this juggler here can't keep both balls in the air forever. He's bound to drop one. He's bound to have a whoop whoop moment where he almost loses track of one or something like that. And so at some point there has to be a like coming down, calming down, or something of whatever the market is. Now the High Priestess here, she's always kind of representing some covert, secretive stuff. So there's some stuff here behind the veil, some sort of way, that we may not know about, or at least I certainly fucking don't know about it. But it seems like a lot of people don't know about it. And whatever it is, this card here, there's some sneakiness, shadiness, or something going on about it, which means there's something here that people behind the scenes some type of way are doing that could be causing the housing market to be more problematic. So it's like they're saying, hey, this isn't that bad of a problem. It could be so much worse. It's not as bad as what people fear, but because there are certain people that keep contributing to the problems or the issues, then they're gonna skew the scales, and then it is gonna become a problem, kind of thing. So it makes it seem like there are some individuals who know better and they're not doing better. As it relates to housing market stuff. Very interesting. Let me get a little more context on that. So let's see. Okay. King of Wands. So these are people, that I want to use the word mogul. I don't even half know what mogul means. I mean, I do, but I don't. So I don't know if it's truly appropriate to use here, but it feels like these like rich, smart, in the know moguls or whatever that kind of have their finger on the pulse of some insider information or something like that, and they might be kind of controlling things in a way that helps them out, but they're contaminating the pool for everybody. So it's like, if you're the type of person to piss in the public pool, you might feel better after pissing like a racehorse and emptying your entire bladder into the pool, but you ruined it for everyone else in the pool by relieving yourself. That's what this pool pisser here is doing, okay? Mr. King of Wands right now is a pool pisser. We have a pool pisser in the housing market. Don't know how this happened. I can't make the shit up. This is just what it is, all right? Follow the analogy. Okay, so, yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So it's making it hard for everybody else. Hence, that's why that one came up, because it's about control and money. Why does everything on this channel end up coming down to control and money? Maybe the world. Maybe that's because the world currently is structured in such a way that everything comes down to control and money. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I can't get up and leave. I'm wearing pajama pants that look how twisted. Okay, detour or tangent. Look how twisted these are. These are where the holes. Wait, no, here. These are where the holes should be for the drawstring to come out. Look at where my belly button is. Over here. Like, hello pants. You should be sitting like that, but they can't sit like this. They have to be twisted. I don't know what I've done. Let's blame it on the dryer. Yeah, let's blame it on the dryer. So, I don't know. But yeah, control and money. Everything seems to come down to that. It just seems like that's the way of the world, apparently. Now, over here, again, these are some people that are kind of working on some things, people who are trying to contribute to the good, but when we have this, I'm looking out and trying to see what's going to happen. We do have the Heartbreak card on this. So this is kind of showing that there is a potential for some upset in the housing market in the future. And again, we're looking right here currently, 2021 and 2022, the farther away you try to look with tarot, the less likely you're being able to pin down timelines accurately, because things can be so much flux. So if any of this stuff that we're talking about today in this reading happens slightly after that time period, then that's normal. But I'm just trying to give us a range so that they don't tell us something that happens 12 years from now. You know, I'm trying to like keep it in the ballpark kind of thing. But this is an upset here. This is an upset. So let's see about this. Yeah, an upset, and this is for something new. So, for new. Okay. This is how I'm going to interpret this, because I'm going off my intuition. Y'all know I'm an intuitive reader. That's how I do. And my track record is pretty good, so I ain't gonna fight it. This is new, and it's upright. This is having done something financially old, done, already sent out, as in selling a home. So this is likened to buyers, and this is sellers. Buyers in an upright position, sellers in a downturned position. So there's something here that looks like buyers in a better position than sellers. So that's one thing that I'm seeing here. Ooh, but then the Lover's card in reverse, which is kind of like trying to make the deal. So it looks like buyers would be in a better position than sellers. However, in terms of trying to make the deal at all, having some sort of problems. So this again feels like something is out of balance, out of whack. That's not the best. See, losing out on money. Something about either losing out on money or something costing too much. Because this is an excess and a problematic thing as it relates to this Pentacle card. Pentacles being about money. So yeah, it looks like a problem with people either not having enough money, or it costs too much money, or something along those lines that makes it to where nobody feels like they can sell their home, but nobody feels like they can really buy a new one. And we're all just kind of like, what do you do with this? I don't know. There's some weird something here. Ooh, Fool card. Well, okay then. Well, okay then. Let me get a little bit more on this. Yeah, it's like, whatever this is, it looks like it's taking the flexibility out of things. So, not that this applies to everyone, but in general, a lot of people feel like, well, at least I have the option to move somewhere if I need to pack up and move and stuff like this. And that's kind of what he's representing, like, you know, pack up and move, do what I've got to do. But this is, again, something about anxiety. You kind of can't move forward with that. So there feels like, I hate to use that word again, but it feels like a stuckness, like something happened and now we're kind of stuck with what we've got, and we've got to figure out how to make it work, because we just kind of, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go from here kind of thing. So oh man, this is so interesting. And like I said, which I'm sure you can tell, I don't know anything about the damn housing market. I don't know anything about like business and economics and stuff like that. That's not my forte. Forte is cards and people. Not houses and markets and business. So that's not what I do. So I say that to say, take my words and filter them through your own knowledge of business, economy, markets, stuff like that, to pull out the perfect, correct words. You can paraphrase what this is saying through your own linguistics that come with those types of markets, niches, topics, genres, whatever you want to call it. There will be better words than what I'm throwing out here, but this is what I'm seeing. Yeah, see? I feel like I don't have the resources to do what I want to do and do what I need to do here. So yeah, it's just this feeling like, okay, I guess we need to get where we want to get and sit there and stay there and hope that we feel happy to be there for a while, because we all kind of, it's like, hey, nobody move. Just no quick movements here. So that could contribute to some of that slowness too that we were seeing earlier, because I don't know if that would make a difference with the buying and selling of homes, people who are like realtors, real estate agents, if that might affect their livelihoods then, especially if their paychecks are relying heavily on commissions or things like that. There could be something like that's issue here. I don't think this is going to stop completely. I'm not saying nobody will ever buy a house again or sell a house again. It just feels like something being stilted here, and these people up here knew about it and could have done something, but they pissed in the pool and ruined it for everybody, kind of thing. That's what's confusing. I don't know who they are. Like, it's feeling like, the whole Wall Street elites kind of a thing is what it's feeling like. I don't know if that's who it is or not. Those just like the kind of thoughts I have in my head of representing the kind of bougie rich people that this would apply to. These are people that are so out of my league that I don't know who the fuck they are. Okay, so over here, the Queen of Cups, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay, well, that one flew out. I don't know if y'all saw that fly or if you heard it fly. So, yeah, Nine of Wands. So, this is like, again, people have a lot of emotions tied up into this because it makes sense. I mean, this is something that affects most of us. With the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, again, that second feeling of, well, this was a stroke of bad luck, and, why don't you kick people while they're down already? So this kind of gives me the feeling of, how like again, I keep pulling it back to this, but it's been to date one of the worst experiences most of us have gone through, COVID year of 2020. But remember in that where there were a lot of people that are like, oh my gosh, I can't make my freaking rent or mortgage payment, but they aren't working with me enough, and they're like acting like I have to owe them and stuff anyway, so what am I supposed to do? Or it would be like people who are renting out a property, a landlord, to someone, and then that someone is told, hey, you don't have to pay, but then you as the landlord are told you still owe something to the bank, so you're fucked as the middleman. There's some kind of a thing like that feeling here of just being like kicking me while I'm down kind of a thing. So I get that type of feeling there, regardless of what exactly it's referring to. It's that vibe. About again, we're talking about not quite having the money, or either something costing too much, or you're not getting the money that you had anticipated towards getting, and so you feel like I hate using the word stuck. People can feel stuck and not necessarily be absolutely stuck, because I want that to be a takeaway here. I'm using the word that people would feel it. There's probably plenty of times in your life that you can think back to where you felt like, crap, I'm kind of stuck in this situation. How am I going to get out of this? And somehow, some type of way, you got out of it because you're somewhere else now, type of thing. And this is one of those cases. So I just want you to, again, put it through that lens as you're looking at this. But yeah, this is something that is this something that would persist a bit? Yeah, see, okay, good. Here, I want you to see this. They're like, see, you'd feel fucked and trapped, but you're not really. So remember, again, that's coming up. So they just wanted to reiterate that after I said it. Wow, I said it faster than they did. Woo! Yep, because there's those silver linings. You can think about what to do to help yourself out. So we're all going to kind of have what we need. But again, yeah, that tower moment. So there is the tower moment. We are seeing that for housing market stuff. And again, this is meant to be over the next couple years. We'll see if those timelines stick to the next couple years or if they shift a little bit beyond that. We are seeing that tower moment for housing market stuff. Now, how towery that moment is, I can't really say, because you can have tower moment as in like 2008 when there was some, market crisis and it gave people a jolt and then people kind of individually at least more or less recovered fairly quickly overall. Or we can have tower moment like Great Depression, where that was something that rattled people pretty hard for quite a bit longer. Or you can have tower moment like Mad Max movies, where we're all living in a desert dystopia, driving around cars with daggers coming out the wheels and playing weird fiery guitars, chasing each other, never letting your foot off the gas. So out of those scenarios, out of that range here, with all the cards that I've seen, I have not seen the range fall to the Mad Max dystopian hellhole. I have not seen that. I'm not even sure I would say I've seen the Great Depression type of fall. Not from these things that we've looked at today anyway. That's not what the guides have showed me. So I don't feel like I've seen a fall even that severe. But from the stuff I've seen here, if there was something that was a dip that was not quite depression deep, but anywhere from there to perfectly joyful, anywhere in that range, I do see that. So yes, I do see a tower. I just don't see it being the worst tower known to mankind kind of a thing. But context card on the tower, spirit guides. As I'm shuffling, I don't know if you saw one popped out or you heard it, but it did. Temperance card. Y'all can breathe. Things are ultimately gonna be okay. We will have periods where we go through speed bumps. We will have periods where rude assholes piss in the pool. But we can always put in chlorine tablets, drain the pool, and put new water in. Okay? It takes time to do that. People hate to have to do that. But it's possible to do that. And we're going to use that analogy still here, okay? Look at this angel. Oh, I'm ready to dip my toe right back into that clean water. That water's been cleaned. I think I'll try the pool again. You know, that kind of a thing. So it's like we will refill the pool. We will get the clean water back in there, and people will slowly feel a little bit less skittish about getting in there. This is about balance and timing. So whenever we get this temperance card, it's kind of that angelic presence being like, this is all in divine timing. This is all in divine balance. Things happen, and they are really shitty to experience while they happened, and yet they happen to catalyze these innovations and other things, and then what grows from it is better. The phoenix from the ashes. This tower card all the time is change and transformation, and usually what comes afterwards is good. Usually after the tower falls to the ground, something bigger and better and more appropriate is rebuilt. So it looks like that. And honestly, if y'all have been following my videos for some time, the OGs here will know I have said on several occasions here that we are in an era where every niche will have its time to fall and grow back. I have said that countless times, and this is an example of that, where, again, COVID, we learned of all this BS health system stuff that was so out of whack, and people are trying to build something better in its place and build something that is more effective and has better access and quality for people. Same with the education stuff that got torn down, and people are trying to build it back better. Mental health services kind of got torn down, and people have been trying to build that back better. There's a lot of things that are getting kind of torn down a bit and then getting built back a bit better. It is uncomfortable while it is falling down, and it is uncomfortable while you're trying to build it back up to some sort of useful capacity. This is true. And yet somehow it does get rebuilt, and yet somehow the 2.0 is better than the 1.0 each time. This is another example. So I know we've seen not the best ideal stuff out of either the housing market or the kind of global economy. I know we haven't seen the best here, but we have also not seen the worst. And we have also not seen something that is like, that's it, we can never come back from this. Have not seen that. Everything is doable, surmountable, and we will. So I'm just throwing that out there because it's very important that we don't miss the forest through the trees, okay? The trees are, oh, fuck, the tower. But the forest is burn some stuff down that doesn't work out well, rebuild it better. And that's the forest we want to see. So don't be looking at the trees and missing the forest. Okay? We got it? We got it? All right. If you want a private reading with me, then in the description box below. Merch is also in the description box below. Being a part of the Perk Squad is in the description box below. Everything is in the description box or on my website. So basically just look there. Either of those places you're probably going to find information you need. So, anyway, shit shuffle. I need to get a new deck. Look, I did buy a new deck already. Occupational hazard. I go through about every 3 months, 4 months, if that, I go through a new deck. I have to buy more because they just get gummy and hard to shuffle. Look at the tops of those. Those look a little bit dingy. They look a little bit dingy there. But alrighty, y'all. Let me see real quick for anybody who has not dropped off this video yet. If I happen to have a video in my phone that I think I could attach on for a funny little extra. Let me see if I do. If I have one yet or not. I think I do. Okay, so stay tuned for all of you people who stuck around and watch this little funny. So I'm going to say bye, but it's still here, so stay tuned even after I say bye. But don't be a stranger. Come back and see me, and I'll talk at you later. Oh! And I'll talk at you later, a.k.a. on Saturday when I have a live stream. Fuck me, why can't I ever remember these things, like, before everybody leaves? Like, probably half of you have already left. But, live stream, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Saturday. So, yeah, this Saturday, which is June 5th, Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m., so that's 1 p.m. Pacific for LA people. That is 9 p.m. over in the UK. And then somewhere early morning hours in Australia. I can't math right now off the top of my head. I am not good like that. But this Saturday, there you go. So there's that. And as I'm saying, love you, mean it. Because I do love you, mean it. Check out what's the little funny coming next. But love you, mean it. Bye, y'all. Watch this. Oh, we got a new food bag. We got a new food bag, Bodhi. Bodhi, it's over here. It's over here. Look, Daddy got your new food. Oh, my. Oh, we steal food. This boy likes to steal some food when we get a new bag. Yes, he does. He likes to steal some. Good job, Bodhi. All right, we're going to get you your own cup, son. You don't have to do this. Okay. And they're just doing their thing, giving licks right on your chest and neck.
You put them here.
They put themselves there. They put themselves there every day. But oh my lord. Madness.